And I'm Raff. We're Raff.
Raff Arispo of the Far From Vesuvius podcast. That's Ralph Pizarro of Calcio Napoli Club. Just rant about Napoli.
Let's go for it.
We're going to rant. We're going to match report. We're going to talk about the games. We're going to talk about topics. You leave comments and we'll read your comments out. Question.
All right. Quick stats.
Yes. Throw the stats up there. On to a nice little segment that we're going to call the Beast of the Match.
Who's beasting it for the Napoli team? Let's see.
Follow us on Facebook. Rafael Rispo, Ralph Pizarro. Twitter at RafaNapoli83. That's me.
CNC USA 26.
I want some feedback to the show. What do you guys want to see? What do you want to see more or less of? This is going to be a show for you guys too. I want a lot of comments.
We want to rant about something. Let us know if you want us to rant about something.
I promise you we're not going to agree on everything all the time.
We won't.
We're going to yell at each other every now and then.
Come and rant. This is what it's for. We want to give you a space to let loose so you can do it here.
Well, that's going to do it, Ralph. Were we boring enough for you?
I don't know. I think we were great.
Let's get to it.
Madonna Carmen, aiutici tu.
And benvenuti, fellas and bellas all over the world. Welcome to another episode of the Raff and Raff Rant. I am Raff Pizarro, joined by my co-host, the Vicar of Vesuvius, Rafa Rispo. Welcome, everybody. Welcome.
What's going on, my man? How are you?
Chilling, brother. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing really, really good, man. Vibes are up. Napoli won, beat
Big
Juventus
win this weekend.
Huge win.
Looking majestic with your hair, doing beard.
Thank
out
you.
Today. I'm loving it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's get this rant on the road. We got a very special episode today, guys. I'm not even going to delay any further. Two very special guests tonight, guys. You know them. You love them. It is Mike and Marco from IFTV. Welcome, gentlemen.
What's up, boys?
What's going on?
What's up, dude?
Ciao,
guys
guys.
doing?
How are you doing? Welcome.
Great.
Good,
Loving
man.
life.
Good to see you guys. Look, the IFTV dynamic duo meets the Napoli dynamic duo up here, guys. Good to see the both of you. How you doing tonight?
Good to see you guys. You guys have been absolutely killing it. We've been tuning in a lot of the time, and it's just unbelievable.
Thanks,
Thank
man. We really
Thank you so
appreciate it,
much.
man. Hey, and you guys too. I mean, come on. We got to talk about the IFTV blowing up. Just huge time, man. Come on.
Man,
Gotta pay respects to you guys. I'm so happy you guys were able to come in today after the Napoli Juve game. Marco, great job on CBS lately so far, bro. Mike, you guys, your work is just great, Mike. Ralph can appreciate your work too, man.
Oh, man, I'm a big fanboy, Mike, man, when it comes to production. I want you to know that, Mike.
The production dudes, right?
The production dudes, right? Hey, listen, everybody got a role. We do it, guys. But you do it so well, guys. It's funny. I was watching, Mark, I was recently watching a couple of your older videos, like when you first started out. And I really enjoyed them. It was kind of like the beginnings because a lot of people see the end result, but you don't really appreciate the journey, like the ladder you have to climb in order to get there. And I think the biggest one, and I shared it maybe like less than an hour ago on Twitter, you sitting next to Giuseppe Rossi. I remember watching the interview you had. It was like, maybe it was in a park. I don't know if it was some kind of like you interviewing him, and then now you sitting next to him in the studio. Can you just tell me real quick? I mean, it was like, how'd that go? How was it? Like, how do you feel in there, man? You're doing a great job, by the way. So
Thank you. First of all, thank you. I saw your tweet, and it made me remember that. And I was like, whoa. So I searched it up. Like, I searched IFTV Giuseppe Rossi on YouTube, and I found 3 videos. I saw
right.
the first interview, which was like the first day I ever interviewed anybody in my life. And then we also, dude, do you remember we made him do an intro? And he was like, IFTV, the best in the world.
I try to flush it
Yo, it was hilarious. Yo, if you see it, it's like the most cringe video of all time.
Come on.
saw
We
him-
all have cringe stuff.
Yo, we saw him at his benefit. I think it was like his charity match.
Yeah.
And we were like, yo, we have like, if you watch also, if you see in the interview, like you could hear me say to him, hey, we got this like YouTube channel. You're like our idol. Like, we love you. Bro, it's so funny. I forgot about it. And me and him were talking about it yesterday, but it's unbelievable. Like for me, growing up as an Italian American in this country, I remember like being like 14, 15. And the dream of anybody who watches football, any kid that watches football is to become a pro, right? That's usually
Yeah.
like what we all got into it with. So Giuseppe, for me, at like 14 years old, when I saw this kid, you know, from New Jersey, which is like, you know, almost where I'm from, New York, like an Italian-American kid that made it to the Italian national team, like I could not believe it. And he was like my idol. So it's really unbelievable that it's come like full circle right now.
I think it's amazing, man.
Dude, was that the same day you guys interviewed Del Piero also?
Yeah.
Was that the same day?
It was the same
It was
energy.
a charity match with
Yeah.
a bunch
That's
of
awesome.
players over there, actually.
Yeah, so we kind of like scammed our way into that charity match. So we didn't have a YouTube channel at the time.
All right.
So what I did is I knew the guy that was organizing Steve Nash's showdown in Chinatown,
Right.
and they told me like, oh, you know, like Del Piero was going to be there, Giuseppe Rossi is going to be there, whatever. So I used to play calcetto with this guy over here in New York. So I told him, he was organizing the event. I said, listen, man, I will work for you the entire summer for free. Like, you don't have to pay me. Just give me a media pass for my non-existing YouTube channel, because it was still just like an idea. And we bummed our way into it. Like, they accepted. And then we were just thrown onto the media. Like, we were thrown onto the field with like, you know how the media is sometimes. Like, everybody's like, they're so blood-sucking. And we're like some young kids like in college who are figuring out how to
Still
operate
wet behind
like a
the
camera.
ears. Right.
And like, we were scared to like go up to them. Like, we didn't want to intrude. And like, everyone was just jumping on top of us to try to interview everyone. And literally last second, like, Del Piero was alone. And I was like, hey, Alex, like, you think you could talk to me for like a couple minutes? And then we made it happen. So yeah, we I don't know how we've gotten to this point. It still doesn't really make sense to me.
It goes by so fast, doesn't it? It goes by so fast, and the next thing you know.
How many years
5
ago
years
was
ago.
that now? It's 5
Five.
years ago, man.
Five
saw.
years ago.
I saw it today, 5 years ago.
I mean, it makes sense, right? You know, a few years putting in work. But the point is that you was always consistent. You was always there no matter what. And you guys have grown so much. And people are saying, even in our chat right now, we got Cliff saying how you guys are
Cliff.
inspiring. Yeah. I'll put
Cliff
it
is
up
my
on it,
boy,
man.
guys.
Cliff's our dude. He was our Juve correspondent once here on the RAN. He had an
We
appearance
beat up
here.
on him a little bit.
Yeah, we did. He took it like a champ.
Everyone
Thank
can
you,
beat up
Cliff.
on Juve these
Yeah,
days.
right now these days.
Damn.
It's a
We're
punching
definitely
bag.
gonna get into it. Right. It's been a bit of a punching bag. You're right. But just guys, like, it's been inspiring. I just want you to know that, from the bottom of our hearts here at the Rant. Keep on going, keep doing your thing, man.
Yeah, man, for sure.
But let's get down to business a little bit, guys. So, this weekend, huge rivalry game, Napoli Juve. So many good games, by the way. I mean, Serie A is full steam ahead. It's been a joy to watch. I know that past Roma Sassuolo game is awesome, but let's talk a little. I know, Marco, you're a big Juve fan. Mike, you support Napoli a lot. You say that a lot. You do say you love Napoli. You said that. You said that.
Whenever me and Marco do videos, like, Marco, huge Juve fan, Mike, what the hell? Who do you support?
Like, who
Mike,
do you support?
dude.
So can we just get an official? Who do you support?
He'll
Mike?
never say. He's never gonna say
There's
it,
no
guys.
official. What do you mean never?
He's not gonna say
There's no
it.
real
He's not
official
gonna say
thing,
it.
but I've always.
Wait a
I
minute.
always
Are
jump
you?
around
He
a
won't
few
say it
teams.
publicly.
I've always
you
liked
te-
a lot of teams.
But are you telling
Not a
me,
favorite
Marco, that there is a team?
There's a
he's
team.
messing
I'm
around.
gonna
He
crack
doesn't
it.
wanna
I'm
say it.
telling you, I'm gonna
He's
crack
messing
it.
around.
You listen. You have to like record him when he's not paying
lying.
attention or something. Like,
I'm gonna
he's
crack
very
it.
good with the camera.
He's lying.
Tell
Yo,
me in
go out
Greek,
for a
Mike.
couple beers again, like we weren't. Like,
Yeah,
it's-
tell me-
that's when you should have gotten out of it.
at the beer garden. I gotta get him back.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Listen, so I always thought it was Inter, but you always like give props to Napoli, Mike. I really appreciate that. I just want you to know that.
I've always loved Napoli. Well, the Greek roots definitely help.
The
Manolas being
Partenopei.
there definitely helps. A
Manolas
lot of
help?
things. This in the beginning, yeah. Now I don't know. It's a little tougher. But
A little tough.
I've always had a soft spot for them.
All right.
I've just seen the Manolas dip like in years. Like, I remember when he first went to Roma, he was just so high on Manolas, and then it just slowly, like, not even he's sticking up for him at this point. Like,
up for the national
he used-
team, that's why.
yeah. Once he stopped getting called up to the
Yeah,
national
no,
team,
it was-
Mike used to defend his every move. Oh, is this
Oh,
guy's
sure.
fault? Like, he could lose the ball completely on his own, and he'd be like, yeah, but where are the players around him to help him?
Yo,
Or,
even
why
last
they
game when he made the
ball?
mistake. Even last game when he made the mistake, I was like, bro, you couldn't communicate and say Morata was coming. Like, what's wrong with you guys?
See?
It was a mess. That was a mess.
that was
So
bad.
so
That was
breaking.
bad.
Mike from IFTV is SSC Manolas fan.
That's it. We're claiming you, Mike. That's it.
No. SSC Manolas. That's his team.
SSC
SSC Manolas. Well, I'm just so you know, I'm from Astoria, which makes me 3% Greek.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm like 3% Greek by association, right?
That's hilarious.
So yeah, so you gotta come through. You know, we'll have a frappe one day on 30th Avenue at
there we go. Perfect.
Cafe True or whatever. You know, whatever they. But seriously, guys, let's get down to it. You know, Mike, I'm sorry, Marco. Rather, I'll kind of kick it to you real quick. You know.
Yeah.
We had all these kind of league predictions, right? And kind of like prior to the season starting or even prior to the Mercato ending, which I was saying once on this episode, it was like, maybe that was a mistake for everybody to do. We should have waited for the Mercato, for the market to end. One of the big names for Juve, the it factor for Juve rather, was Allegri. Once we found out that Allegri became coach of Juventus, Juve kind of became a favorite to win. They've been struggling past 3 games, obviously. You know, they've dropped points. How do you see it so far? You know, Mike, I'll kick the question to you as well. But in these first 3 games, I know it's only 3 games. There's a whole lot of season left. But can I just get, like, your reaction as a fan to his performance with Juventus?
Can I just add one thing, by the way? I just looked it up just to fact check. Me, Michael, and Peter are the only members of our podcast who put Napoli in the top 4 before Ronaldo left, like 3 weeks ago.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Like, way before.
I was watching it. I remember watching it going, what's Antonio thinking?
Yeah.
I know he was so last minute with the little pen and paper, but 7th place. Just because we finished 7th place in the pandemic season doesn't mean we're finishing 7th place this season. It's not happening.
Right.
Bro,
Like,
my
did
dad
you
put it,
But your
my
dad
and
had him
put him 7th.
Yeah.
My dad had no clue what was going on because somebody must have like spiked him like his limoncello or something
I'm
because
surprised
he never does rash things like that.
But to be fair to them, okay, Napoli made no moves in the transfer market. Everybody else kind of got better. And it's funny because and you know, I want you guys to answer the Juve question. But I'm gonna say real quick, a lot of people out there thinking that, like, you know, Ronaldo left, you know, come si chiama left, it's his name, Inter, Lukaku left, you know, Hakimi, you know, all these guys leaving, the bigger guys leaving, Donnarumma, and the league got weaker and weaker. But I think every team in Serie A got so much stronger, if you ask me. Like, the top 7 is going to be such a crapshoot for me that I told Bonetti on CalcioCast, I said, guys, for me, top 7 is each team from the top 7 is going to be separated by at least 3 points. Like I don't think you'll see 3 points separating each position from 1 to 7. And who the hell is going to get into the top 7? Now you got Fiorentina. Now you got, you know, Lazio, who if they stay healthy, there'll be something. You got Roma, who's showed, you know, Mourinho might fall off. It's just how he does it. But all these teams really did improve. But Napoli didn't make any moves in the transfer market till the last day of the market. And what people don't see, what people fail to see, is that the biggest moves they made were not selling Fabian, not selling Koulibaly, not selling off the farm to make the money up that they missed from missing Champions League, and preparing the team for Spalletti, you know, because he likes the team. So for me, that's what makes Napoli, if they stay fit, definitely top 4, definitely. So when I see other people going, oh no, Napoli, forget them. You know, they're not going to finish in Champions League. They'll finish out at top 7. Like, to me, it just doesn't make sense. And you don't really know. I'm not insinuating Antonio and your dad don't know Napoli, but I mean, you know,
they don't know anything. I'm
not insinuating it, but I'm insinuating it. You got to look at the team, man. Yeah. That this team last season, if they weren't as injured as they were, and I don't care who says what, everybody went through COVID and injuries. If Napoli weren't as injured as they were last season, they would have challenged, I think, Inter for the Scudetto if they didn't have all those simultaneous injuries. I mean, you know, if you look at, go ahead.
It's like that both of them, I think that they looked at it the wrong way, in my opinion. And like, the best signing for me, Napoli, was Spalletti in the summer. I rated Spalletti extremely high, and I think that's where them two didn't. I think they both they were both mad that Gattuso lost his job. Let's put it that way. So I think they were going off of that negativity rather than the positivity that Spalletti was going to bring to the team, which for me is a step above. Listen, respect to Gattuso for what he did, but Spalletti's a coach that's going to get you Champions League.
And I was with them in the being upset with Gattuso. We were talking to Mike before we went on the air. Gattuso for me was such an emotional, like the decision to let him go was emotional for me because he was a fan favorite in this household. My kids and my fiance they called him Gasmucho because they wanted to like kiss him every time they saw him on TV. Yeah. Dude. But I mean, like we loved the guy. We loved what he brought to the team. The fact that he got the players playing back to their potential. The fact that that he really did make an impact on the team, even though they finished 7th and 5th. They won a Coppa Italia. They progressed, in my opinion, from when Ancelotti had the team and the whole thing with the mutiny. But yes, in retrospect, thinking about Spalletti coming in, and then I look at his stats and I know who Spalletti is and I've seen him do his thing for years and years and years, but I actually dug in and studied, doing all this, we now actually study everything, and seeing that he has a striker like Osimhen, he has a keeper like Meret that's going to come back. He has a top 2 defenders, if you ask me, in the league. Or at least there's 2 center backs, at least like second or third in Serie A, at least maybe second. But what I'm trying to say is that Napoli have so much more than what other people think. And by not making moves in the offseason, everybody wanted the left back. Mario Rui's not good enough, this and that. For me, the whole thing was keeping the unit together was big for me, and then adding Spalletti into that. And then Anguissa at the end of the market was, Marco, you saw the game in the studio. What were you, you heard Bonetti too. Anguissa, what were the feelings about him and that? I think
I think everyone, we were all pretty on the same page that we all loved him. I think we all had him as our best player, like Giuseppe, all of us in the studio.
We definitely had to be a man of the match too. We're first talking about, I was like, man, he's making a Serie A debut. We didn't know too much about him. Peter actually gave him a shout. I was like, he actually might impress you guys.
Peter knows everybody.
Dude,
he knows every
and this guy was he covered every blade of grass. This guy was attacking. He was defending. He had an extra set of lungs. He was incredible. I thought you'd think he'd be a Serie A vet or something. The way he was running around, I was just super, super impressed with him. Him and Fabian were really running the show in the midfield over there.
Definitely, and it was good to see. It's good to see like a nice strong presence back in the Napoli midfield a little bit. I think it's something after, I know Bakayoko wasn't everybody's favorite, but it was the idea of having this big strong guy in the midfield is something that Napoli I think needed to kind of help balance out a little bit of the height and speed that we see from them. So basically strength adding to that pace. It was nice to see, guys. But I still want to, Marco. Want to get your thoughts, like where do you see Juve so far? Look, based on your best, analysis of Juve right now, how are you worried at all about Juventus, or what can they do to improve? Even if you want to go off a little bit of versus Napoli versus Juventus, like where do you see this team going? Like what do they need to do?
Yeah, I mean, of course. At
I know
this
it's
point,
loaded,
they're fighting for. They're in the relegation part of the table. You got to keep scrolling to be able to see where they are. So yeah, I think everybody is worried a little bit at this point. And I know a lot of people want to say, okay, the match against Napoli, they were missing the South American players, they were missing Chiesa, they were missing this and that, whatever. But at the end of the day, the performance was what was pretty disappointing because if you look at it, they went up 1-0, which I was already surprised that they were winning the match. And then Allegri was happy with the 1-0 and kind of was just hoping that at one point just to get a tie. And you see the tired legs and you see the lack of idea, and even in attack. They didn't do anything. They were sort of just defending. The reason why it was working in the first half was because Napoli was not quick enough. They were not breaking Juventus quick enough, and Juventus did what they had to do, and they just stayed compact, and they everybody went backwards and they defended the lead. And then Napoli did really good coming out in the second half. They were guns blazing. And honestly, it should not have gone into the 84th minute or 85th minute. For Napoli to have scored the second. Napoli were the aggressors the entire match, and Napoli for sure deserved to win. I think for Juventus, there's a lot of question marks. And there's also, obviously since Ronaldo left, there was some Juve fans, oh, we're happy, the team's going to get better, which is just crazy. To me, Ronaldo was only masking the deep-rooted issues that were at Juventus for years. And anyone who actually studied and followed Juventus and looked at it from not an emotional state, not a biased state where you realize you're a fan, you're like, okay, I'm happy that we're winning the Scudetto, really looking at how the team was, you could see it constantly depleting. And the only thing that was saving you is because you had a guy that could score 29 goals or with one header could score a goal and save you in a match and get you a point or get you 3 points. So for me, it's kind of like, you put makeup on a broken foundation, so it looks good on the surface. You wash it off and then it's ugly. That's kind of how it was for me. That's how I see it.
I mean, that's deep, man. But I mean, one could say, I love it.
I guess you're about to cry right now.
I'm holding back.
I gave him one of my past experiences right there.
But, one can say, 3 mistakes in that game, 3 goals, right? Like, personally, I thought this game was going to end in a tie.
It was 2 mistakes in that game. It was 2 mistakes in that game, 2 goals. It was another mistake against Udinese.
Three though.
All together. I'm sorry.
All together, yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about
Juve
for Juve. No.
No. Just like all 3 goals, 3 mistakes from 3 different people. Games 2-1. I mean, some people were arguing that on Twitter. Some people, I don't want to make excuses, but it really felt a little like that. My prediction that the game is going to be kind of a stalemate, maybe a tie game, and then 3 mistakes happen, 3 goals again. So I don't know. Maybe my prediction could have been right, but Szczesny.
Well, Szczesny. I was very content going into the 80th minute, saying, you know what, and Lorenzo was out. We had a Zielinski come in that hasn't played since the first 30 minutes of the season, and I was like, you know what, a tie here, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? We're still 5 points ahead of Juve, 7 points from our first 9. I'd be good with that, But the mistakes, like Ralph was about to allude to, from Szczesny all season long, and they don't happen. And you're looking at a different Juve. They also, for me, that first match against Udinese, Ronaldo was off by this much, and if there's no VAR, or if he's just a friggin' centimeter behind, Juve win that game, and we might be talking about something different. I mean, he ended up leaving anyway, but still, I feel. Listen, I have nightmares of 2015-16 when Juve were 1 point from 3, and behind Napoli by a whole ton of points. And then came back and in November beat Napoli and took first place and ran with it and finished 9 points ahead of us. So that was Sarri's first season, Allegri's second. So it's not over. But, I mean, what are you guys going to do with Szczesny? What's Juve going to do with Szczesny? Because he can't keep making these mistakes, man. If it happens again, now you got Milan on the weekend. It happens against Milan.
Mike, did you think that little deflection from Szczesny was a mistake? I think he was stretching out, maybe, but... Do you think he could have played a little bit better?
You're saying on the first goal?
You're saying the goal?
On the Koulibaly goal.
Not the Koulibaly goal. That was Keane's fault completely.
So then you're talking about the Politano goal then?
Yes. I mean, the Politano. He could, to be honest, it looked like he comfortably had it, and then he just popped it in front of him. I mean, in that sense, you just gotta punch it out, so there's no a question marks or anything.
Get it out.
He had the ball in his hand.
That's what I'm saying.
It
looked
grabbed
like
the ball.
It looked like a comfortable thing, and then it dropped in front of him. And then Politano somehow he racked it quickly and popped it in.
Also, Rabiot was like staring at butterflies. I don't know. He wasn't marking the ball, but he wasn't marking the player.
No,
he thought he was playing for Napoli too.
Marco Politano.
So I was watching it again at the shop today. I was watching the game again, and my cousin with me too. We were just watching it just to kind of refresh our memories, and we were like, "What does Keane think he's on Italy and he's wearing blue? Like what's he doing?"
So I thought the same. I was wondering the same thing, and I asked Giuseppe and I asked Mike, since they were former players that played at a higher level. Neither of them felt that way either. Their explanation was that they think that he saw it late and that it was instinct. It was more so instinct to try to get it out, and he messed up. That was I mean, don't take their
well.
If
you could see it when he goes for the header, it hits his shoulder, so it didn't really hit him in the. And I was, but a big thing that your dad Marco made this huge point and I was watching the live feed. I had put on the live feed earlier, right before I got here. I kind of fast forwarded to the end, and your dad, Marco, said, "Why is Keane playing in the middle of the box when he's the only forward where he should be playing outside the box if there's a clearance? And what's he doing in there? Like that's Allegri supposed to tell him." Dude, like, here's where you stand. Like, you train for these things, But at the same time, Moise Keane just got back from being at PSG and Everton or whatever. And he was only with the team after the Italia call-up, so it was only 3 days there. So there's a lot to work on. There's a lot for Juve to work on.
It's probably true. Like, that I guess that kind of goes back to, like, just being content at a 1-1. It was like, let's load the box with everybody that we have instead of, like, trying to put someone there.
Conserve the lead. Yeah, I guess.
Do you think at all that Juve seemed to sit back and not mind a little bit, like almost they were in that 4-4-2, almost waiting for that counterattack. Locatelli did well trying to push the ball forward. I feel like he was. I'm not gonna say he was the best one on the field, but he was certainly one. Matteo Bonetti was saying it all the time, calling the game. He did a great job, by the way. Locatelli trying to push the ball forward and trying to create something in an attack. Do you feel like, considering Allegri rested that large contingent of like South American players who are on international duty, do you think Juve was trying to conserve energy for this Malmo game? Because, I mean, let's face it, you guys are 9 times champions in Italy. I mean, like, you really, really want the Champions League, right? I mean, can we say that fairly? Like, Juventus really want this Champions League. Was this a ploy at all to rest the team for Malmo this weekend?
I think it was probably a little bit of both. I think also with Chiesa too. Chiesa, he didn't have a serious problem, but it was sort of like that not risk because the season is long, and I think Allegri, he was in this situation before in 2015, 2016. He knows that he can make up the points. So I think it was that reason. I think that he just, with Champions League coming up, plus they were just arriving, late last minute. Cuadrado probably could have been the one to play, but then he had a stomach issue because he arrived a little bit earlier. But yeah, I don't know. It's probably a little bit of both.
Well, did Cuadrado and Ospina, I believe, arrive back to Italy at the same time? I believe they came back together. Ospina, same plane. Ospina, all right. Ospina played, but Ospina's a goalkeeper. Listen, it sucks to play on.
Problem, though.
And he had an additional problem too.
He had a stomach problem.
A stomach,
dude,
right? Yeah.
Guys, last year, the same time frame, Napoli after coming back from the international break. Napoli had to play Atalanta with Duvan Zapata, and there was a couple of other players that came back late because South America plays this fixture on a Thursday, and he got leagues starting back up on Friday and Saturday. Like I get the 3 fixtures in between to like make up the time lost for COVID. I get that, but come on a Thursday night, nonetheless, that's a little much. And Zapata played that game against Napoli and Atalanta. Napoli beat him 4-0 at halftime, and beat him ended up beating him 4-1.
Even Koulibaly as well came in on a plane.
Yes, Koulibaly changed flights twice. Went straight.
Well, that guy's a warrior. Not everyone's like him. You can't put his standards on everyone else.
And what's great? Man. What's great about Koulibaly getting the match winner? And I know Marco. Sitting there watching as a Juventino, it sucks. But as a Calcio fan, you and I were texting before that match about Koulibaly the whole morning. Like, so we didn't even know it was going to happen. And we were like back and forth. Yo, Koulibaly's a monster, blah, 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 blah. And then boom, I smiled big when he got the winner because I knew that was your cue on CBS to be like, boom, Koulibaly is this, and yeah, I know how much respect for you guys have for Koulibaly, and he takes pretty good pictures too, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So it's funny. Before the match, I had prepared, like I had told the guys at CBS because they're like amazing behind the scenes and they love our input. And I told them about the story about Koulibaly, and they were going crazy, like, "Wow, that's amazing." And I said, "Guys, let's save it. Let's not run it in the beginning of the match." I said, "Let's see at halftime if he does anything crazy." Then halftime came, and we kind of ran through it. And I said, let's save it for the end of the match. And I had sent them the quote. and stuff or whatever. And to be honest, like when I knew Napoli was going to score. I mean, if you were watching that second half, I mean, I knew it was coming. And I told the guys around me, I said, listen, if Napoli do score, it better be Koulibaly because at least we could run that piece and it has like a real meaning. So then we opened the show with that whole Koulibaly story.
And also, if you guys didn't know, we posted a picture of Koulibaly on Twitter with the camera.
And
he actually
retweeted it. He responded.
No, he responded with the pictures that he took from the camera.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Wow.
I thought he just retweeted. Bro, I had a wild.
The Napoli Dons went nuts for that. I'll tell you that much. It was.
I've been sleeping like 4 hours a night.
That's okay.
Marco
I have not checked.
That's all right. You get a pass, Marco. It was really cool.
I thought he just retweeted it.
Oh, he responded with the photos.
Yeah, he tagged you guys. It was like in every Napoli chat that I'm in today. It's like, guys, K2 responded to IFTV. You know, that's pretty cool. That's awesome.
No, we love him. He's awesome, man. He's just a good soul. He's just he's an amazing guy.
He is, man. I want to take a quick question out here, guys. You know, it goes to the both of you, whoever like to respond for one of our boys here, Alex. What do you like? This guy, I believe he's in England as well, so we got fans worldwide here watching. Yeah. What do you lads think Juve's biggest priorities are going forward? How would you like to answer that?
I would just briefly say, I think the first thing they really got to start their foundation from the start. I feel like they need that unity. I feel like they don't have that team spirit like they had in the past few years. And I feel like that mentality that they've been, you know, the top dog and stuff has been faded away. And I was so surprised with Allegri. I never expected Allegri, who's, you know, won so much at Juve, he's coming back and be comfortable to defend a point. And I was so shocked by that. They were just trying to pack the box. Hopefully they don't concede another goal. And I just wouldn't have believed in a million years that would be Juve with Allegri, who's won so much, doing that. So I feel like they got to rediscover their identity and really become a team. I think literally start from the beginning.
Right. Kind of like I'm feeling you, Mike, there. I'm feeling you. Just kind of like restart, get back to basics, find a way to push forward, you know, find a way to attack. Did you find it, Marco?
It happens to everyone.
Yeah, I found it. I see he replied to it with four pictures. That's wild. That's weird.
He posted an Instagram on him, bro.
I saw the pictures. I didn't realize that he was tweeting it to us. I thought he
responded to us. No, he responded to us.
That's
pretty
awesome,
cool, though, right?
Yeah. Tell him we said hi if you speak to him, all right? Just
we'll tell him.
You know.
Well, we already got Osimhen promising my kids a jersey. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
We need, but yeah, he keeps wearing Koulibaly stuff. He's waiting on that Osimhen. Dudes, you know, hey, what else can we talk about? What you got, Raff? You got another question on your mind? Well, I saw you going.
Well, no, I know, guys. I know your busy time is limited. We probably have a few more minutes. I just wanted to knock out a couple questions. There was, I mean, let's listen on a lighter note, Mike. You're a hit today. I just want you to know, Mike, you're a hit today.
What is that?
Everybody you're all, the chat loves you. I don't know if you've been seeing it, especially towards the beginning. Everybody wants to know how you take care of your hair. If you just can you just? I got like 6 questions. Literally, what do you do to your hair? So let's just answer. We try to abide.
I just put in Greek olive oil. No, I literally just hair dryer right after the shower, and that's it. And I just put it over.
He has. I will say, I will confirm, he has unbelievable hair. But what's even more impressive is his dad's hair is even better than his. Like,
really?
Honestly, you will not believe it.
That's the Mediterranean in him, man.
Yeah.
Like us in Napoli, the same thing. You didn't get it. Look here, I'm hiding it. Look at all this.
No, you have great hair.
My brother has similar hair to you, Rafa. So he lets those locks
yours
go
is
long.
great. Yeah,
thank you. But you have to see my dad's 66 years old, and you know the hairline might be a little higher, but the rest of it is there, and it might be a little salt and pepper, but it's there. My mom too. We have such great hair. It's that
his dad's is salt and pepper, but it's like super thick. Like his hairline might be lower than Mike's. Like it's ridiculous. Like every time I just stare at his dad's hair, it's unbelievable. And it's thicker. And it's his. I swear his dad's hair is even thicker.
Probably. Yeah. Did you get a fresh cut today, Mike? What do you got? A one on the side there?
No,
I forgot you're a barber.
Yeah.
That's how. I was like, that was very specific with the one.
We got to.
You know what I'll do? I'll come in. I'll come down on set. I'll bring my tools.
Bro,
I'll give the whole crew a haircut.
Let's do it.
Tell Peter I'll do a straight razor on his dome. Tell him not to.
Bro, cut it a little too.
I will. I'm gonna slice just a. Oh shit! Sorry. That's it.
Antonio, you have to convince Antonio that he needs to shave his head. He just leaves it like
yeah.
It looks like the side. It looks way worse.
He looks like a badass when he shaves it.
Yeah, when he shaves it, he looks like Saki.
It looks tough.
It looks very good.
He
And he
looks
grows a beard a little
like
bit.
Saki, like
He
Arrigo
looks
Saki.
exactly like Saki. I swear.
Dude.
When he shaves, when he does like a clean shave, he looks really good with it.
Yeah.
He doesn't listen. We mess with him so much that he doesn't like listen to anything we say anymore. He
No.
thinks everything we say is like the opposite. So.
That's so funny, guys. We all got to get a cut from Ralph, man. Ralph, you got to line us all up, bro.
I got you, man. I got you. I mean, listen, for the first time in how long, we have guests that actually have hair. I don't understand. We had Art Morelli. We had, who else? Bertillo. We had this guy, too.
This guy.
We have guys who have freaking manes. I love it. It's great.
Right. Yeah. That's why we got Rafa to come in with me, because we had to balance out the hair situation.
Well, I mean, and listen, and here's our mugs, right? But with this is supposed to be me, but where's my hair? And this is supposed to be Ralph, and it looks like he has hair, but it's a headphone.
It's a headphone. I was trying to exaggerate the baldness.
Nah, and I like it, and I appreciate it. And Allie thinks it's good too. She says, "Look, listen, no one has hair in this thing." So,
guys, I'm gonna put your handles up here. I mean, I'm sure everybody knows it by now, but here you are, IFTV official, IFTV Marco, and IFT Mike, guys. It's been a pleasure. Anything you want to add, guys? Anything you want to shout out?
I wanted to ask you guys to be on. You guys are asking all the questions. I want
to. No, give it to us. If you got time,
let's go. I'm ready.
Let's go.
You got time.
But if you don't, I understand.
Yeah. No, I mean, be honest now. Before the Mercato and before the season started, did you have Napoli in the same position you have them now? And elaborate on that.
That's a fair question.
No, I don't know if Ralph did it. We didn't discuss. Did you do a 1 to 20? Because I did. Okay.
I did it. I
had Napoli before. I had them in third.
Okay.
Now I have them in second.
Ooh. Dude, who's first?
I think I have the same thing.
Inter. Yeah, dude. So before I had Juve, Inter, Napoli, and then I think it was Lazio. I still have Lazio there. I still have Lazio. I think I put Lazio third and Juve fourth with Roma. Like, again, I think it's going to be so close, man.
Yeah, it's going to be
close.
But
I mean, I have to give the advantage to Inter. Someone brought up to me, you get the champions advantage. You know what I mean? Even though they lost Lukaku and they lost Hakimi and they got a new manager, it's not a slouch of a manager. No. Zeko is a good body to have up there, and they really did. I really liked them adding DiMarco and them adding Dumfries and
Hakan.
And then for me, Correa was like, once I found out Correa was like, I was like, oh, here we go. They're not. I mean, listen, they don't have the goal scorer, but I still feel like Inter should get that respect because they have most of the team from last year besides them. So, why not give them the respect that they deserve?
It's theirs to lose, in my opinion. None of us has changed that. We've all had Inter from the start.
I did have Juve, man. Listen, when I...
You too, didn't you?
Oh, I meant now. Sorry.
No, when I made my first...
Yeah,
when I made my first prediction, it was Juve because Ronaldo, Allegri's back.
It was about Allegri,
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Once Allegri hit the news, it was like, oh, Juve's first, and I was like, okay.
Exactly.
All right.
What about you with Napoli? Where did you have them?
I said top 4. To be honest, when speaking, I haven't kind of mentioned anything publicly or on Twitter, but like last year, it's going to be one of the biggest coin tosses again this season. I don't know who's going to finish top 4. I'll be honest. I really...
We need to know. Show us where the coin is tossing, bro.
I'm okay, fine.
Give him the biz, Rafi. Give him the biz.
Right. I'll give you the biz. I like Inter. I like the way they look. I like the way that they came out real hard. I think they were one of the teams that had to kind of prove something, especially considering their losses between Lukaku and such. So they proved to me that they can still kind of keep going forward and contend. So Inter's up there with me. Napoli, I think 2 or 3. 2 or 3 for me. It's a coin toss. The rest,
it's
I think Lazio, Roma are dark horses. What's going on in central in the capital over there? Juve, could come up at any point. Like I don't count them out ever just because they
Can't
had
never
a slow
count
start.
them out. You can't.
Come on, 9 times
can't.
Scudetto champions in a row. Like you can't count them out. Milan, good young team. If they stay healthy and connect, we might see them up there. So I'll
But
say
hold on, Atalanta, Fiorentina.
I'm saying Napoli Scudetto, Inter second. Napoli Scudetto.
You're gonna say Napoli Scudetto? Really?
Napoli Scudetto,
sneezed, so you
Inter
know it's
second.
true.
No, screw. We never. Nobody ever gives us the Scudetto. I want to
But-
change that.
okay,
I mean,
but-
change things. No, I want
Rafi.
Scudetto, Inter second,
Juve.
Milan third,
Ooh. All right. All right.
fourth, Roma.
Ooh, Juve not even in the top 4.
Sorry.
All right, you gotta put your house on the line on that one.
Dang.
Stay by it.
I'll stay there. I'll stay there.
All right.
You get
Locked
stay
in.
the
You gotta
studio,
remember
don't
this.
worry. You'll stay in the studio if you leave your
Okay.
house like Antonio. So-
All right. We'll
Guys,
both go.
but
We'll
Fiorentina-
become roommates. We'll go rent like a studio or something.
Listen. I have a feeling Fiorentina's getting into Europe, man. They're going to Europe. Europa. Yeah. 6.
See?
6.
I like
Not
Vincenzo
now.
Italiano.
That's tough.
Who's not
Huh?
now?
That's
Atalanta?
tough. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. Atalanta to me is like, I had this feeling from the beginning of the season. Atalanta's just
Really?
gonna kind of like drop off. They got Champions League again too. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I think they're gonna try to focus on that too. I don't know. I don't see that train continuing anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't.
They disappointed.
Sampdoria too, man. Sampdoria with Caputo
Yeah,
and
Marcos like they disappointed me, bro. It's 3 games in.
yeah, because they don't have 18 goals yet.
No, it's true. It's true. I know. I feel like the magic faded a little bit. I don't know.
I do.
Still
I do.
question marks
Hey
on
guys, really fast before we all go. I don't know we got time, but how cool? And I brought this up to you guys, and I don't know if you used it or not, and I really wish you would. How cool is it that Inter's Champions League group has 3 Italians in it with
Yeah, that's
with
insane.
Inzaghi, Ancelotti, and De Zerbi, especially De Zerbi. And it's all 3 of the same teams that they had in the group last season. For me, it's like just blew my mind. I thought it was really, really pretty cool.
Yeah, we made it.
We made a post about
Oh,
it,
you
actually,
did?
so,
Okay, I must have
yeah.
missed it. I must have missed it.
Try to find it.
So yeah, I know. I think we called it. What did we said a funny name
Yeah, I
for
don't
it.
The Italian job or something like that?
I don't know. No,
I got it. What do we
Group of Italy. Okay,
That's
it
not
sounded.
funny.
it sounded
Oh, yeah.
better. I thought it was
That's not
better.
funny.
Yeah, it wasn't funny.
No, but
Funny,
it's but it's
I thought it was
good.
catchy or something.
I like
thought
it.
it sounded better. I thought it was better.
No, yours is way
Maybe because
better.
I
The
came up with
Italian
a
job
cat.
is way
That's why.
better.
Yeah, I know. Change
That's-
it.
that's
Change
Mike's-
it. Marco,
that's Mike's
change
funny.
it. Change it. Marco, change it. Oh, man.
All right, guys.
But yeah, that should be good, to be honest. I appreciate De Zerbi. He left Serie A because no big teams really want to take a chance. So he's going to a Champions League team. He's going to show, the capabilities, how good he is as a coach. And, if he does well at Shakhtar, he could be looking at really any top team, almost any top team in Europe if he has a really good season or 2 over there.
Any top team in Europe?
Almost-
Real Madrid.
I said
PSG,
almost any
Man
top
City.
team in Europe.
Yeah.
Damn.
He said no to
They could take
everyone.
a, they could
Marco's
definitely
bringing
take a
the
chance
fire
on
to
him
Mike.
if he does go good at Shakhtar. I would think so. No, I'm saying if he does good
Chelsea.
over there, he can do. I'm okay. one sec.
Just
One
take it
sec,
back.
I
He said
Whatever.
he's not said yes to 1. I gave him 18.
Fonseca at Shakhtar did pretty decent over there, and he got the Roma job. So if De Zerbi blows it out of the water over there, I think he can go to a pretty good team.
I think that's
in
a
the top
good
5
point.
leagues.
It went from pretty good. It went from top
I'm
team to
just
pretty
fucking.
good.
I'm not writing this shit. I'm not writing this down. I'm just saying. I always
I'm
like
jealous
De
of the
Zerbi,
hair.
but I always like De Zerbi. I just love the way he plays, man. It's so fun to watch.
Yes, and he's a former Napoli player, man. Spent the season in Serie B with Napoli,
Yeah.
man.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
Guys,
absolutely.
Guys, I'm going to put a little bit of closing music on. We'll all get out of here together, guys. Thank you to everybody in the chat for sticking with us.
Thank you guys
Let's
for
get a
having
big
us on.
Forza IFTV up in the chat, man. Let's show Mike
Forza
and Marco
Napoli,
some
too.
love.
You got to get a
let's
Forza
go to
Napoli and a Forza
Napoli,
IFTV and a Forza Italia.
IFTV, Forza, whatever you want a Forza right now. Forza in the chat. We're going to put it up.
Be careful letting them decide that.
I mean,
Might get bad.
We'll see who makes it up, but you can Forza whatever you want. But guys, so big thanks to you guys, to the both of you for showing up today, man.
Thanks
It's
to
been a
you.
Of course.
pleasure.
Thanks for having me, guys.
No, awesome. Congratulations to all your newfound success with the IFTV show. Marco,
CBS.
you're killing it up there, bro. I want you to know that.
CBS,
We're
Paramount.
watching you, man. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. Say hi to the whole crew for us, all right?
Yes.
Tell them we're watching them, man. It's been a pleasure. Anybody you want to shout out real quick before?
Yeah, I want to shout out you two right now, because you know the cultural community is only as good as the people that help build on top of it. And I feel like a couple years ago we never had this with you and so many others who are trying to promote the game, trying to push the culture. You know, that's what it's all about. Like we all got to rise to the top together, and be there and creating great content. So you guys are great people as well. You know, we've hung out, you know, in person, and that's the most important thing to us. So we appreciate you any way that we could ever help in you know, whether it's little, whether it's big. Like we're here for you, and we're just as happy. All right, we're your number one fans.
Oh
Thank you
man,
for that.
that means a real lot to us, dude.
Yeah,
For real. Yeah,
I'm gonna
thank you
cry
very much.
twice on this show. I never cried twice. only once.
When did we cry, Ralph? When did we cry? We cried when Napoli. We cried at the
cried
last day of
earlier.
the season.
I cried
Oh,
a little
today.
earlier about that beautiful thing that Marco said earlier with the with
With the Juve thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Juve thing. I cried.
I thought you were talking about when I cried. When
Rafa,
we missed the
you cry all
Champions
the-
League.
When
I
Rafa
cry all the
cries,
time.
right, yeah. When Rafa cries, an angel gets its wings. Always, guys. But,
I'm crying in 5 minutes. I got a schedule.
but let's get on out of here, guys. Thanks again. Again, thanks to everybody in the chat. Be sure to hit like, subscribe, follow us. Follow Mike and Marco on IFTV
Cheers,
if you
guys.
haven't already. Until then, Forza Napoli, guys. Ciao, ciao. We'll see
Ciao,
you.
ciao.
Ciao, 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 ciao,
What's
ciao.
up?